Hearty welcome to all my dear students. I gladly invite all my dear students to the fourth session of learning the chapter Sociology and Society. First of all, I wanted to give you the third theme that we have studied in the previous session. The third theme says that sociology as the systematic study of society and which does not give importance to the meaning given by philosophy, religion and our own meaning, because philosophical meaning gives importance to theoretical aspects, not practical aspects. Philosophical meaning gives importance to moral and immoral aspects of and give more importance to common sense knowledge, because common sense knowledge includes assumptions, realities and individual expressions. In the last previous session already we have gone through this. It means the difference between sociological knowledge and common sense knowledge. Common sense knowledge gives more importance to assumptions because there are no evidences, but sociological knowledge gives more importance to practical aspects of society. It means common sense knowledge wanted to give some real reasons behind poverty, but sociological aspects wanted to solve the problem. And we know that there is a difference between philosophical religious meaning of society from the meaning given by sociology. Sociology gives more importance to practical aspects. It means wanted to solve problems in the society. Then sociology follows empirical study. Empirical study means what? Fact. What is the real reason and society undergo, and what are the problems behind poverty, and real fact sociology wanted to give us. And sociology wanted to give more importance to function, and the sociology studies society as a whole, connection between individual and society. These are the things we studied in the third theme. And now we can move to the next topic. I request all of you to take the page number 9, that is next page, and paragraph 1. Next page, page number 9 and paragraph 1. The paragraph 1 given in the page number 9 concentrates or focuses on the main idea of works of sociology. What are the works done by sociologists? And first we can go through sixth idea. It means the intellectual idea that went into the making of sociology. Now we can move to the fourth theme. What was the fourth theme? What was the fourth theme? Fourth theme was going back to historical and Western fact and ideas behind the beginning of sociology. How sociology was begun, how sociology began, how sociology started. So we are going to study the fourth theme. It means there are some intellectual idea that went into making of sociology, how sociology started. This is the fourth theme. First point, we know that social anthropologists and sociologists, they were influenced by the theories of natural evolution given by Charles Darwin and findings about pre-modern societies made by early travelers, colonial administrators. Here 2 points are there. First one, social anthropologist. Social anthropologist means the persons, the people who are concerned with the study of human societies and cultures and their, what we can say, development. Social anthropologists, they are some of the people, they are concerned, or they give more importance to human society and development of human society. And here social anthropologists and sociologists, they are influenced by the theories of natural evolution. We know that Charles Darwin, he started to create some of the theories how organisms evolved, how man is evolved. Man is evolved from, we know that there are some process, there are some stages of development, and it is given by Charles Darwin, and he was influenced by science. Charles Darwin was giving scientific evidences of development of organisms. It means what? From monkey we know that human beings were evolved, and this is the theory of Charles Darwin. It means in the past, in the ancient time, there were some society. Here we have to understand the first point. First point is sociologist and anthropologist, social anthropologist, they were influenced by the natural evolution theories put forward by Charles Darwin. First point. Second point, the sociologist and social anthropologist, they were influenced by the findings about the knowledge about pre-modern society given by travelers and colonial administrators. It means pre-modern society means what? Before the coming of modernism. It means what? Ancient society. And the anthropologists and sociologists, they were influenced by the finding, the knowledge about ancient society. Who gave that knowledge? Travelers. It means people who were traveling through ancient society, they gave us knowledge. And colonial administrators, we know that. And there were colonial countries, they are visiting other countries, and they can understand things which were going on in such countries. For example, the British, they colonized India and they made India their colony. During that time, India was not so developed, India was not so modern, we know that. And so, such people means travelers and colonial administrators, the colonial people, colonial officers, they can understand things about pre-modern society because they are watching the pre-modern society when they are visiting different countries, and influenced by the sociologist and social anthropologist. These are the two important ideas. And they categorized, it means sociologists, they divided societies into types and identified stages in social development. Sociologists, they got some ideas from the travelers and Charles Darwin about the stages of development. So, sociologists, they divided society into different types. There are different types of society, we know that. In the very ancient time, human beings were not there, we know that. And from monkeys, human beings were evolved. So, this is the evolutionary theory. And there are some stages of social development. In the ancient time, it is believed that human beings started their life from forest, and after that civilization came, after that modernism came. These are some of the stages of development. We know that in the early past there were no modernism, there were no such development. Human beings lived in the forest. After that they went to the, what we can say, out of the forest, they started to be developed. These are the some of the development that happened in society. And sociologists, they divided societies into different types and stages of development. These things were reflected in the works of Auguste Comte, Karl Marx, Herbert Spencer, and they classified Indian society. These are the names of early sociologists. They are Auguste Comte, we know that father of or founder of sociology, and he told about these in his writings. And Herbert Spencer also, he was a sociologist, lived in the past. Karl Marx also lived in the past, he was also a sociologist. So there are sociologists, they were attracted by the evolutionary theory of Charles Darwin and findings about pre-modern society given by the travelers and the colonial administrators. And after that, these sociologists and anthropologists, they divided human society into types. Different types of society is there, we know that. Now we are living in a society, a different type is there. In the past, the same society was not there, another type was there. Now we are living in a modern world. In the past, modern world was not there. It means in the past, ancient past, society was not so civilized. And so there are different types of society, and now we are developed. It means there are stages of development of society. These are the division given by the sociologist. They divided society into two types. First one, types of pre-modern society. It means pre-modern society, and second type, modern society. There are two types of societies divided by sociologists. First one, pre-modern society. It means what? Ancient society and modern society. Who were living in pre-modern society? We know that hunters, they were hunting animals, they were living in forest, and there were gatherers, there were pastoral, means what? People who are feeding the animal, and it means what? They are herding animals. There were another society, means agrarian. It means people started to do agriculture. Next one, non-industrial civilization. It means what? Civilization was there, but it is not industrial. Industrial society was not there in pre-modern society. These are the what people who included in the pre-modern society. Who are the hunters? People who were hunting. It means in the ancient past, the people who were living in the forest, they were hunting animals, and there were people who are controlling animals. Pastoral society. Then agrarian society means what? People started to what we do agriculture. These are the development of society. First, hunters, ancient society, people who hunted animals. After that, more development came. It means pastoral society. Then more development came, agrarian society. Then a civilized society without industry. And what do you mean by modern society? Modern society means what? Industrial society. Because during industrialization, a lot of changes happened in India. Industrialization is what made, what we can say, society more modern. For example, when the British came to India, during that time, India societies were rural, urban societies were very less. And when the British came to India, they started industrialization, and which gave birth to urbanization. It means industrialization, the starting of industries gave birth. It means because of industrialization, urbanization also started. And these are the important points in that paragraph. Now we can move to next paragraph. Next paragraph concentrates on the topic evolutionary vision. What do you mean by evolutionary vision? Evolutionary vision means what? The sociologists, they were attracted or they were influenced by evolutionary theory and they got some knowledge. This is called evolutionary vision. It means they got some ideas from the theories put forward by Charles Darwin. And we know that the sociologist made some assumptions from the knowledge of evolution of society. I already told you that sociologists, they were influenced by the theories of evolution put forward by or introduced by Charles Darwin. In a simple way, I wanted to tell you that the sociologist, the ancient sociologist, the sociologists who lived in the past, they were attracted by the theories of Charles Darwin. And they were attracted and influenced by the theories of Charles Darwin, and from that theory, the sociologist understood something about the development of society from pre-modern to modern, and they were making some assumptions about Indian society. First one, not only Indian society, the world society. First one, the Western countries were developed and civilized. The sociologist told that the Western countries were developed. We know that when the British came to India, they came from the Western country, that is England. They came from England and they started what we can say colonialism in India. And at that time, England was what we can say started to be developed. India was not so developed at that time. In India, we know that rural societies were there, industrialization was not there, and in England, there were much development better than that of India. So that we can say that England was a better developed country than India. From this idea, we can understand that the Western countries were developed. The Western countries were developed, and this is given by the sociologist. And the second assumption is that the non-Western countries or societies were less developed and uncivilized. Uncivilized means what? Civilization did not happen in less developed countries. And it means from the theories given by Charles Darwin, it means the evolutionary theory, it says that the development of human society. So from this theory, the sociologist made some assumptions. What are the assumptions they made? First one, they told that the Western countries underwent, it means development. Second assumption is that there were some other countries, they were not developed and they were barbaric. Barbaric means what? Less civilized. And here I wanted to give you, it means what? Some of the meaning of difficult words. First one, stratification. Stratification means what? Division of society on the basis of culture, religion. This is the meaning of what we can say stratification. What do you mean by social structure? Social structure means what? There is a structure in our society. Society is divided into different classes and different caste. Upper caste is there, middle caste is there, lower caste is there. This is called social structure. Upper class is there, middle class is there, lower class is there. This is called social structure. It means society is divided on the basis of culture. It means the people who belong to upper class, they have dominant culture. In this way, society is divided, and stratification means division of society into different divisions on the basis of culture, religion, because we know that dominant caste, they are upper caste. On the basis of religion, it is divided. and this is called social structure. Next important meaning is bearing, B-E-A-R-I-N-G. Bearing means what? Relation and relevance. Next important meaning is that backdrop, B-A-C-K-D-R-O-P. You have to write down this one because these are some of the difficult words on that page. And backdrop means what? The general situation in which particular things happen. Two meanings are there. Second meaning, the view behind something. The view behind something. Second meaning, the general situation in which particular things happen. This is called the meaning of backdrop. Then next idea is that rational calculations. What do you mean by rational calculations? Rational calculation means make choices for one's benefit. It means rational calculation means what? People are making choices for their own benefit. It means this is called capitalism. I will explain it more. We were talking about the evolutionary vision. Evolutionary vision means what? The understanding, what we can say, from evolutionary theories by sociologists, and they divided, they assumed that the Western countries were more developed than other countries. And it means what? After that, the sociologists, they were talking about British colonialism, because British colonialism was bringing exploitation into the soil of India, because India was a weaker country. India was less developed when we compare England or the British and India. India was less developed. India was a weaker country at that time. That's why they could make control over India. Who? The British. They controlled India during colonialism, because the England, the English, the British, they were more powerful than India. And the sociologists, they were worried about that, and they were very much thoughtful and reflexive. It means started to respond against this. And they had some tensions about British colonialism, because the British exploited India. In such a way, the evolutionary vision helped the sociologist. Now we can move to the paragraph 3. Paragraph 3 concentrates on the topic sociology and Charles Darwin's theories. It means sociology and evolutionary theories. Evolutionary theory means theory of organic. It means evolution of organisms. How different organisms evolved from monkey to human beings. There are some developments. There are some stages of development given by Charles Darwin. And sociology was influenced by Darwin's evolutionary theories. Already I told you. And there are different stages of organic evolution. It means what? There are in ancient society, it means very past, different types of organisms were living. From them, different types of other organisms came, and now we are living. Human beings are there. Different stages of development of society. In the past, very past, we know that hunters were there. People who hunted, lived in forest. After that, more development came. It means they started agriculture. Then more development came. Civilization came. Harappan civilization, we know that. After that, the modernism came. Industrial revolution came. These are the development of human societies, and it was what we can say divided by sociologists, and because they were influenced by the theories of Charles Darwin. And society is compared with living organisms. The growth of society can be understood by the stages of development undergone by living organisms. It means what? There are living organisms in different stages of social development. In the very past, animals were there. It means there was a society. From them, more development came and society changed. From them, other animals came, Homo sapiens, such. It means what? Evolutions of human beings, we know that. Different societies were there. We know that different societies were there. In different societies, different living organisms were there, and the modern human being. So that there are some stages of development. In each stage, there is a society. From that society, another society came, another animals came. From such animals, another animals came. It means societies were changing according to the change of animals. Each stage of evolution plays a function. So we have social institutions like family, school, education, which evolved as a part of evolution. The modern world evolved from the past pre-modern world. That is the idea. In the past we had pre-modern world. There hunters are there, agrarian people are there, uncivilized people are there. So from them, the modern social institutions like what we can say family evolved. The modernism evolved from pre-modern world. And sociology studies factual ideas which shaped sociology to its present form. It means what? Sociology, I told you that there are some sociologists, they divided society into different types. And so that from such, what we can say, experiences, sociology also shaped itself. It means what? Sociology also were undergoing some of the changes. This is the fourth theme. We know that how sociology began, how sociology was influenced by Charles Darwin's organic theories. We know that both are connected. Sociology began because sociology is studying about society, and because of organic evolution, different societies were there. Sociologists started to study about that, and so that sociology was influenced by the organic theories. Now we can move to paragraph 4. Paragraph 4 concentrates on the topic the age of enlightenment. The age of enlightenment. And what do you mean by age of enlightenment? Age of enlightenment means what? A period in history, and this is an intellectual movement. This is a movement, the age of enlightenment. The age of enlightenment is an intellectual movement, which started during 17th and 18th periods. First idea, the age of enlightenment began during 17th and 18th period, and this is an intellectual movement. These movements gave importance to reason, evidences, science, and wanted to give liberty for human beings, logical thinking, give more importance to science rather than religion. It started in England, because during that time in England, the church means what? The Catholic movement was there. So that there are some intellectuals, they lived during that time. They started to think in a scientific way, and they started to question the existence of God. They asked how we can prove that God is there. So there are some intellectual people, they started the enlightenment during 17th and 18th period, and they started to ask questions against the church, because the church believed in God. So these people, these intellectuals, they started to ask questions against the existence of God, because these intellectuals were influenced by the, what we can say, theories of Darwin, and what we can say, they started to give more importance to evidences. They started to ask a question where how we can prove that God is there, and they started to give more importance to human beings and the freedom of human beings. They started to give more importance to reasons. There should be a reason behind everything. There should be a proof behind everything. This is what science tells. So logical thinking. There should be logic that God is there. It means through evidences we can prove that something is there. If evidence is not there, how we can believe in that? This is what asked by the people who supported the Enlightenment. And there were some natural science. Natural science means what? A branch of science dealing with physical world, started to include the study of human affairs. So poverty started to be considered as social problem before it was a natural phenomenon caused by human ignorance and exploitation. And so that there were some changes in society. We know that the Enlightenment came. The Enlightenment means what? Human beings were given more importance. Human beings, the problems faced by human beings were given more importance. The natural science, the emergence of natural science brought changes in the society. So human beings were more given importance. Society was given more importance. So the meaning of poverty changed. The natural science, they told that, they started to tell that poverty is caused by exploitation. Before, poverty was considered to be the cause of natural or social phenomena or natural phenomena. It means what? The problems faced by human beings were given more importance by natural science, influenced by the Enlightenment. I told you that the Enlightenment is a movement where human beings are given more freedom, human beings were given more importance, the problems faced by human beings such as poverty given more importance, and they gave a new meaning to poverty. How poverty is caused? Poverty is caused by exploitation. There are people who exploited, and so that we can find out some solutions for this. Before, poverty was considered to be a natural phenomena. It means what? It happens. But when the natural science came, it started to give a new meaning to poverty, as it was caused by exploitation. So sociology and natural science both are connected. How they are connected? Sociology also tells that poverty is caused by exploitation. We know that when the British came to India, they exploited India. So the people who belonged to lower caste, they faced poverty in their life. So sociology wanted to give more importance to human problems, the problems faced by humans in the society. For example, British colonialism and lower caste people. So in this way, natural science influenced sociology, because natural science gives importance to human problems and fact, and sociology also giving importance to human problems and fact. Now we can move to what we can say next paragraph, paragraph 1 in the next page. It concentrates on the topic Auguste Comte. We know that Auguste Comte was a sociologist who lived in the past, and he is considered to be founder of sociology. And according to him, sociology emphasizes the welfare of humanity. We know that natural science emphasized welfare of humanity, and sociology also gave more importance to, or giving more importance to, what we can say, welfare of human beings. There are some thinkers in different in early modern era. They believed that when knowledge is progressed, path of solution to the human problems. What do you mean by that? It means in the past we know that human beings were suffering during colonial period, especially the lower caste people, they were suffering. When the sociologists and reformers, they understood that human beings are suffering, it means this is called a knowledge. What do you mean by real knowledge? Knowledge means what? Understanding or getting the knowledge about the problems faced by human beings. According to sociologists, they told that everyone should get this knowledge. What knowledge? That people are suffering in the society. Only when we can give a new meaning to the problems. Otherwise, we are not giving any relevance to the problems faced by human beings. So, the problems faced by human beings should be given importance. That is what the sociologists they are telling. This knowledge should achieved by, or should we have to get, we have to attain, we have to develop this kind of knowledge that human beings are suffering. Only when we can give help to the human beings. Then this is all about today's session. In today's session we have gone through the theme, third theme that we studied in the previous session. Then what were the works of sociologists, then evolutionary vision, then sociology and evolutionary theories, Auguste Comte, then last topic, what we can say, the maternal issues and material issues that we will go through in the next session. And Auguste Comte was the last topic of today's session, that is session 4 of learning the chapter Sociology and Society. I wanted to give you some questions to be answered. First one, what are the connection between natural science and sociology? Second one, what do you mean by the age of enlightenment and how it influenced sociology? So I wanted to give you one more important point, is that the fourth theme that we have already understood. What is that? From the history we can understand that how sociology began. We know that sociology was influenced by natural science, which happened in the past. So natural science influenced sociology. So sociology, what we can say, started to think about human beings. I will tell you more about this in the next class. So read the chapter. You have to make your own notes. So your English will be improved. So you will be self-reliant. No need of depending upon others for understanding. You can read the chapter. You can understand the things. So your learning will be more effective. So God bless you. Thank you.